guys, so I just got out of the shower right now, if you can tell by my robe and my wet hair. But I was just sitting at my desk about to put some makeup on, and I remembered that a bunch of you guys wanted a first impressions on the Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation that I hauled in a previous video. So that is what I'm going to do for you guys today. Okay, so this is what the packaging looks like. It comes in a bottle that has a pump, which is amazing. I think every foundation should have a pump. I don't know why all of them don't, but I love that this has a pump. This comes with 1 fluid ounce, which is typical for foundation. I got mine in the shade 3.0, which is a more yellow toned foundation. And this technically isn't a first impressions. Okay, well it is, but it isn't. I did purchase this a couple months ago, and I got one that was way too pink for me. So I did apply it on my face, realized it was too pink, and then took it off literally less than a minute later. Like I was like, ah, too pink. I took it right off, and then I returned it. So I have applied this foundation before, but I mean, it was only for like 30 seconds because it wasn't even my color. But yeah, so I mean, I guess this is technically a first impressions then. Ignore me, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Really quickly before I get into the demo, I want to tell you what this foundation claims to do. This foundation is supposed to blur your imperfections for a flawless finish, yet it's supposed to feel like you're not wearing any makeup on at all. It's supposed to be weightless and virtually invisible. And it's also supposed to give you an airbrushed look with a Demi matte finish. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get into the demo now. Excuse my face, I have like really bad eye bags going on. I just haven't slept and like my eyes are so sleepy. I'm kind of tired. I don't know what's wrong with me, but yeah. I'm going to be using my Sigma Angled Kabuki F.84 brush to apply this foundation. And it says to shake before you use it. It has like, it kind of sounds like a bottle of spray paint. I don't know if you can hear that. It's like something in it, I guess. Mix it all up. So I'm just going to pump 1 pump on the back of my hand. And it is very, very, very runny, like very liquidy. And it smells like paint. It literally smells like paint. Doesn't bother me though. Okay, so this is the foundation on one side of my face, and I have to say that it does cover really well. I would say it's like a medium coverage foundation. It does cover nicely, and it definitely does feel like I'm not wearing any makeup on. It is a little bit tacky to the touch, but I mean, I didn't give it a chance to let it dry or anything. But I gotta say, I am not 100% sold on this foundation. It's a little cakey on my dry patches, which is kind of bothering me a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this side of my face, and then I will zoom you in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna put another pump on the back of my hand. I love that from a distance it does look airbrushed. It does, you know, it has a Demi matte finish. It does look flawless from a distance. It didn't cover everything. Like I have a pimple right here that's still peeking through. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, it covered it pretty well for the most part, but it's not like completely full coverage, but it covers enough. I do have cakiness in between my forehead and around my nose and around my mouth, and that's kind of usually right here where the cakiness happens, since my skin is so dry and it gets really flaky there. But even on the top of my nose right here, you could definitely tell I'm wearing foundation. Let me zoom you in. Okay, do you see what I'm talking about? Where it's like a little cakey there and in between my forehead, where you can definitely see that I'm wearing foundation. So that's the only thing I don't like. I have a little bit of cakiness, but I didn't use a primer underneath this. I mean, I did moisturize, but maybe I just need to moisturize a little bit more and probably use a primer in the future. So, I mean, so far I do like it. I'm just a little bit iffy on certain areas, but I have to see how it lasts throughout the day to make my final thoughts. So really quickly, I'm gonna go put on the rest of my face makeup and I will be right back. Okay, so I've just put on the rest of my face makeup, and I have to say, now that I have everything on my face, yes, I do like it. I had to add a little bit of a highlight because I cannot stand like a completely matte foundation. It drives me crazy. I'm more into luminous kind of looks. It still is cakey in the areas where I said it was, and I feel like it kind of oxidized a little bit. Seems just a little bit darker than my chest. It matches my shoulders pretty good, but it seems a little bit darker than my chest, but that's not terrible. It does in fact feel really nice on the skin. It doesn't have any tacky, weird texture to it, which is a really big plus for me. But I'm still a tiny bit on the fence. It is now 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I will get back to you in a few hours to tell you how it's held up. Okay, so it is now a little bit after 5 o'clock. I've had this foundation on for about 5 hours, and I have to say it has definitely grown on me. I know that when I first applied this, it was a little cakey, and that just completely threw me off. I was not feeling it. I mean, I liked it, but I was extremely on the fence about it. But now wearing it for a few hours, I really, really like this. It still is a little bit cakey on my dry areas, but it hasn't gotten worse and it hasn't separated. It actually started to look better as the day went on. I know that seems really weird, but either I got used to it or it just didn't look as bad as when I first apply it. The one thing with this foundation is it can kind of get a little bit streaky. So just make sure you really take your time and buff it into your skin, and I'm sure that that won't be a problem for you. I'm actually going to end my first impressions here because I'm going to be taking off my makeup soon. Even though it's only 5:14, I am just extremely tired and I don't feel very well, so I am going to be going to bed, just watching a movie, and then just going to sleep. So I am going to end my first impressions here. I think I've worn it for a good amount of hours to kind of tell you my final thoughts. To talk about the cons, it does have a couple of cons for me. One being its price. It is $39. I got mine at Ulta, and that's pretty pricey for a foundation. Another con is it can get a little bit cakey if you have dry skin. I definitely recommend this to people with either oily to normal skin. I think this would look absolutely beautiful on you. But if you have really dry skin like I do, definitely moisturize your face really well before putting this foundation on, and definitely use a primer. I think that if I were to use a primer under this, I wouldn't get so cakey like I did today. But like I said, I hadn't used a primer with this. And also I always add Fix Plus on top of all my foundations because this takes away the cakiness, and I didn't do that this time just so that I saw how well it worked on its own. So I would say those are the only cons. I do definitely think that it wears better the longer that you wear it. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I like it a lot more now than I did when I first applied it. What really made me start actually really liking this more was how beautiful this foundation looks in pictures. I was taking some pictures of my face and like it just looked completely flawless and airbrushed, and I was just like, wow, this looks crazy good in pictures. If you are definitely into photography and you're looking for a foundation that just looks beautiful in pictures, this one really does. Also, this could be a good thing or a bad thing for some people. It doesn't have SPF in it, which during the day you're going to want to add some SPF to your face, but at nighttime I think this is a perfect nighttime foundation because you don't really need SPF at night, and like I said, it looks beautiful in pictures. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this dries to a demi matte finish, and it actually is a really nice finish. It's not so matte to where it looks kind of unnatural, but your skin does shine through a little bit, and I don't know, it's like a nice matte. It's like a nice satin finish. I really like it. So yeah, this product actually turned out to be a little bit better than I expected. I definitely think that you should probably get a sample of this at Sephora before you actually go and spend the $39 of it. Just try a sample. You might like it, you might not, but I think that the majority of skin tones would really like this. I just have incredibly dry skin, so even dry skin can pull this off, I think. I think so. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this kind of gave you an idea whether or not you want this product. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!